Today, we're diving deep into the world of caffeine. It's something most of us consume daily, whether it's through coffee, tea, energy drinks, or even chocolate. Let's be honest, who doesn't love that morning pick-me-up or that afternoon boost? Caffeine has become a staple in our daily routines, helping us stay alert and focused. But with all the information swirling around out there, it's easy to get confused about what's true and what's not when it comes to caffeine. There are so many conflicting opinions and studies. We've all heard the warnings, caffeine will dehydrate you. Some people swear by it while others dismiss it as a myth. Or how about this one? Don't drink coffee, it'll stunt your growth. These claims have been around for ages, but are they really true? But are these claims backed by science, or are they just persistent myths? It's time to dig into the research and find out what the experts say. That's what we're here to find out. We'll be looking at various studies, expert opinions, and scientific data to get to the bottom of these caffeine myths. Over the next few minutes, we'll be separating fact from fiction, busting some common caffeine myths, and looking at what the latest scientific research actually says. So sit back and let's get into it. Alright, let's tackle this myth head-on. Today, we're diving deep into a common belief that has been circulating for years. Does caffeine actually dehydrate you? It's a question that many coffee and tea lovers have pondered. You've probably heard this one before, and it seems to make sense, right? After all, caffeine is known to have certain effects on our bodies. Caffeine is a diuretic, meaning it makes you pee more. This is a well-documented fact and is often cited as the reason behind the dehydration myth. So, more bathroom breaks must equal dehydration, right? Well, not so fast. The reality is a bit more nuanced than that. While it's true that caffeine has a mild diuretic effect, meaning it can increase urine production, the amount of fluid you lose from a typical cup of coffee or tea is pretty insignificant. In fact, the diuretic effect is so mild that it doesn't outweigh the fluid intake from the beverage itself. Think about it. When you drink coffee or tea, you're also consuming fluids. These fluids contribute to your overall hydration, and those fluids help to offset any potential diuretic effects of the caffeine. So in essence, you're still hydrating your body. Studies have actually shown that moderate caffeine consumption doesn't significantly affect your hydration status. Researchers have found that the body adapts to regular caffeine intake, mitigating its diuretic effects over time. So, unless you're downing gallons of espresso a day, you're probably fine. The occasional cup of coffee or tea isn't going to tip the scales towards dehydration. The key here, as with most things in life, is moderation. Enjoy your caffeinated beverages, but be mindful of your overall fluid intake. Listen to your body, stay hydrated by drinking plenty of water throughout the day, and you'll be good to go. Remember, balance is essential for maintaining good health. This myth has been around for ages, and it seems to persist despite the lack of evidence supporting it. It's often targeted at younger generations, especially teenagers who are just starting to enjoy coffee and other caffeinated beverages. Parents worry that their kids' caffeine intake will somehow stunt their growth. This concern is understandable given the importance of proper growth during adolescence, but is there any truth to this claim? Let's delve into the science behind it. The short answer is no. There's no scientific evidence to support the idea that caffeine stunts growth. Extensive research has been conducted on this topic, and the results are clear. Caffeine does not have a significant impact on growth. This myth likely stems from caffeine's effect on calcium absorption. Calcium is crucial for bone health and growth, and caffeine can slightly reduce its absorption. However, the amount of calcium lost due to moderate caffeine consumption is minimal. It's so small that it can be easily compensated for through a balanced diet rich in calcium. A diet that includes dairy products, leafy greens, and other calcium-rich foods will ensure that any minor loss of calcium is quickly replenished. So, if you're a teenager worried about your height or a parent concerned about your child's growth, rest assured that caffeine is not the culprit. Enjoying a cup of coffee now and then won't affect your growth. Focus on a healthy lifestyle, including a balanced diet and regular exercise. These are the true keys to ensuring proper growth and overall well-being. By maintaining these habits, you'll be giving your body what it needs to thrive and grow to its full potential. Let's debunk a common myth about caffeine addiction. The myth is that caffeine addiction is as severe as addiction to drugs like nicotine or alcohol. Scientific evidence shows that while caffeine dependence can occur, it is generally less severe. Symptoms of caffeine withdrawal, such as headaches and fatigue, are usually mild and temporary. Unlike drug addiction, caffeine dependence doesn't typically lead to severe health or social consequences. The health impacts of caffeine are generally manageable with moderate consumption. Chronic overconsumption can lead to issues like increased anxiety and sleep disturbances, but these are not as severe as those caused by drug addiction. If you find it difficult to control your caffeine intake, it might be a sign of dependence, not true addiction. Most people can enjoy caffeine without major issues. Moderation is key to managing caffeine consumption effectively. If you're concerned about your caffeine consumption, talk to your doctor. They can help you assess your intake and make any necessary adjustments. This one might surprise you. Despite its name, decaf coffee isn't entirely caffeine-free. It still contains small amounts of caffeine. The decaffeination process removes most, but not all, of the caffeine from coffee beans. A typical cup of decaf coffee contains about 2 to 5 milligrams of caffeine, compared to 80 to 100 milligrams in a regular cup. So, if you're highly sensitive to caffeine or trying to avoid it completely, decaf coffee might not be the best choice. However, for most people, the small amount of caffeine in decaf is unlikely to cause any noticeable effects. Just something to keep in mind the next time you reach for that decaf latte. Now that we've debunked some common myths, let's shift gears and talk about the potential health benefits of caffeine. Yes, you heard that right. Caffeine isn't just about that morning energy boost, it can actually be good for you in moderation. Studies have shown that caffeine can enhance cognitive function, improving alertness, focus, and even memory. It can also boost your mood and make you feel more energized. However, it's important to know your limits. Consuming more than 400 milligrams of caffeine a day, roughly 4 cups of brewed coffee, can lead to negative side effects like insomnia, jitteriness, and increased heart rate. Of course, more research is always being done, but these findings are certainly promising, so enjoy that cup of coffee or tea, knowing that it might actually be doing your body good. So let's talk about the various sources of caffeine. Coffee is perhaps the most well-known source, with a typical cup containing about 95 milligrams of caffeine. Tea is another popular source, offering around 47 milligrams of caffeine per cup, depending on the type. Energy drinks can vary widely, but they often contain between 70 to 200 milligrams of caffeine per serving. Certain medications, especially those for pain relief, can also be significant sources, sometimes containing up to 65 milligrams per dose. When comparing these sources, it's clear that caffeine content can vary greatly. Remember, moderation is key. Choose the source that best fits your lifestyle and health goals. Thanks for joining me today, guys. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more answers to your everyday questions, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Until next time, stay healthy and stay curious.